कस्ट में है कि अनअसाइंड में है?
तुम असाइंड में है, अनअसाइंड
यार
में
क्या तुम बढ़िया बोलता रे भाई।
थैंक्स भाई।
है। चलो यार, रेजर नहीं यार।
गो।
नहीं अभी स्टार्ट तुम लोग बोलो, हम लोग
हाँ,
मैं खा
तुम
के
तुम यहीं पे बैठो, फिर आ जाओ, ज्वाइन कर लेना उधर। हेलो हेलो।
हेलो।
हाँ चलो, इट्स लाइव।
Cool. Wait a second. I can't see you live
अच्छा,
yet.
इट्स लाइव बट आई विल गो लाइव।
There it is.
कैन यू सी द स्क्रीन?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I'll start casting.
What happened?
No, nothing. I'll start casting.
Yeah,
वही
so
बोल.
yeah, you can see it over here, and I am also live on Twitch. So yeah.
Nice. All right. People are saying that the stream stopped. I think so. Twitch वाला.
Yeah, कुछ नहीं, स्ट्रीम नहीं हुआ एक्चुअली, गड़बड़ हो गया थोड़ा। 3 मिनट पहले ख़त्म हो गया स्ट्रीम, पता है। I'm sorry
Okay.
guys।
Restart कर दो शायद से.
नहीं वो वाला
Uh,
नहीं, लास्ट वाला जो स्ट्रीम था ना,
hmm.
हाँ वो OBS में डिले वाला स्ट्रीम में ऑफ कर दिया, तो गलती हो गया वो मेरे से।
कोई बात नहीं.
चलते रहता है।
Alright guys, we are watching the second game between ThunderCats and Onlyfams. The first game was taken away by Onlyfams, and man, that was some back and forth DotA as we want to enjoy. Quite a lot of objectives falling into the place of each other, and we are into the draft of game number 2. They decide to respect ban the Void Spirit. They just don't want this guy to be so mobile and moving across the map here and there. So they just ban him straight up, and they decide to get some picks of their own. They pick the Witch Doctor and Shaker. Onlyfams decide to pick Spirit Breaker and Queen of Pain. Some really strong heroes in meta, those two. Witch Doctor and Shaker once again, really strong team fight heroes. If you can get your stuns and spells out correctly, you can definitely deal chaotic damage in team fights. They decide to ban the Blood Seeker. They just don't want anything thwarting this Space Bull or the Queen of Pain, who are like so much relying in on the mobility and the movement. So they just ban the Bloodseeker straight up. Medusa and Lifestealer gets taken out by ThunderCats. So since there's a lot of stuns, which can be countered with spell immunity, they decide to ban on the Lifestealer. Tyranitar gets banned. They can sense a bit of team fight, so Tyranitar gets taken out. The Onlyfams just realizing that's quite a lot of stuns and team fight abilities. So they'll probably try to ban another hero similar to Tidehunter, which syncs along with Shaker and Witch Doctor. Tinker gets taken out by ThunderCats. We are into reserve time of 2 minutes. Oh, they banned the Night Stalker. Alright, that's interesting. Night Stalker is somewhat good against Spirit Breaker and Queen of Pain, because of the flying vision, so that stuff is something that you can deal with. Also, the guy just swoops out of trees, so not a very good place for Spirit Breaker and Queen of Pain to fight. You don't want to be stuck in trees and pathings. We are down to some reserve time, and Onlyfams might be strategizing to pick one of their heroes next. They decide to pick up the Disruptor. So Disruptor definitely a good pick, because as soon as there's an Echo Slam landed, you can just ultimate below it. That stops the follow-up counter stuns at least. So it's there, and you can glimpse the other hero. Good catching hero as well. You get so much pleasure by fountain glimpsing heroes as well. That's like one of the most fun things to do in the entire game. Next up, we have a pick coming from ThunderCats. Let's see what they decide to pick up. They pull out the Wraith King. So it's gonna be their position one, supposedly, unless they decide to play him on a different role. Very strong heroes, skeleton army, always down to farm some creeps or tower damage. Disruptor cannot cause much problems to Wraith King as well, if you look into that. Like just silence, you have your ultimate. ThunderCats is going to go for the next pick. They are using up their reserve time. Let's see what they decide to pick up next. You could expect another core hero to be picked at this point. And they decide to go for the Weaver. So, a very pesky and a mobile hero. Could be something that you could play as a core as well as a support. So let's see how that goes later. And Onlyfams, let's see how they decide to counter their draft, their lineup. I think Disruptor is pretty decent of a counter to take care of the Weaver. Like you have static field to just control the movement of this hero, right? And you can always glimpse the hero from distance. So no matter how much distance you travel, glimpse is always gonna help you catch the Weaver inside a kinetic field, and Static Storm can just silence you and they can finish him off. So if it's a core Weaver, I would love to say that that's some bad news because of the Disruptor pick in the previous stage. They're taking their time to pick their next hero. It's quite a bit of reserve time we have into. Already down to 50 seconds. Let's see how that goes. 40 seconds. They're actually taking their time, aren't they? Okay, that is a bit unorthodox, but they decide to pick up the Faceless Void into a Wraith King and a Shaker. So that could be a bit dicey. Of course, Wraith King counters Chronosphere and Faceless Void in general, but the best part is they have low cooldown spells such as Weaver, Shaker, and Witch Doctor, which Void can cause problems for later on with the time dilation. And if you don't die in the burst, Time Walk is always your friend to save you, negate the damage which has been dealt with, and just waste the time and spells of your opponents in general. They decide to ban the Invoker because they don't want to play against a Chronosphered Cataclysm combo or any kind of EMP burning mana and not allowing the Wraith King to use his reincarnation once again. Second last ban coming from Onlyfams. Let's see what they do. It's very less reserve time they have, and they decide to take out the Wind Ranger. I can tell you one thing for sure. ThunderCats draft doesn't lack any kind of stuns. Like they are definitely not having any kind of like they are not lacking stuns in any form. But it's Spirit Breaker and Disruptor. So Onlyfams have this hunting ability. Like Charge is gonna give you the vision, Glimpse is gonna help you catch heroes here and there, Queen of Pain might be their mid pick early into this, looking at the draft. But the last ban coming from ThunderCats is going to be Storm Spirit, and they decide to ban Storm Spirit. So I I guess they are expecting the Queen of Pain to be an off lane or a support. Maybe that's why they banned the Storm Spirit. Lina is the last ban coming in from Onlyfams. With Wraith King in front and Shaker stunning all the heroes, Lina can definitely dish out a lot of damage, especially with Weaver Swarm. It's gonna be like, reduction on the armor time to time, and like if you have someone hitting like as hard as Lina, cause a problem. So they decide to take out the Lina away. The last pick that is gonna come from ThunderCats, we'll see that within next few seconds. It's going to be the Hoodwink. It's hard to tell from their draft straight up that who's their mid, because apart from the Wraith King, there's barely any idea on who's gonna be the mid lane, who's gonna be the support and the off lane, as usual. Very less reserve time left for Onlyfams, so they gotta think real quick and make their last pick. Let's see what they head into. We can possibly see a tanky off lane, or else they use the Spirit Breaker as their tanky off lane. So it's something I wanna see. Onlyfams down to 2 seconds, and they make the last pick as Kunkka. So it is going to be
Hello?
a support disruptor.
Hello?
A mid Kunkka is
Hello?
what we might see, because Xander is handling the Kunkka, so he's going to be like, most probably he plays mid as far as I know. They're probably trying a Queen of Pain safe lane or Faceless Void safe lane. I'm not sure how this goes unless I see the heroes in their lane and I see who is farming what creeps. I can't say for sure. At the same time, for the ThunderCats, I can say this, that Wraith King is definitely going to be their carry. We could see a Hoodwink core. There's no need of the break, but there's enough setup for the sharpshooter and the bushwhack to land from the Hoodwink side. Honestly, I feel like it's a 50-50 draft. It depends on who gets the jump first, who gets their spells out. Really can't say for sure who is going to be the favorable draft or team for me. And I'm just gonna leave you guys with the option to pick who should win the game. Teams just rush down mid. The Shaker is having 2 gauntlets of strength, so it's gonna be going for the Soul Ring. He's probably a support. I haven't seen much core Shaker these days in this patch as well as recently. We can see that a couple of heroes are staying at mid like they did in the last game. In game 1, they were just, hanging around at mid to try and get some kills around the bounty runes.
I like your moves.
We are down to
I
15
like your
seconds, so the
style.
bounty rune's gonna be spawning soon. Sentry gets thrown at mid. It's not gonna be catching any observer wards, so no dewarding opportunity for the Radiant. They throw out a Fissure. It practically lands on no one, but it's just for the sake of securing the bounty rune. And it seems by the itemization which has been shift queued, Weaver might be their position 1. So Weaver is looking like their position 1. We have a Hoodwink who is at mid lane, I believe. So it's a core Hoodwink. That will be interesting to see. Let's look at the other matchups as well very quickly. A Tidebringer gets thrown off by the Kunkka and some harassment. Whoever is in charge of the camera control, if you can hear me at all, please try to open the last hits or the net worth. It would be a bit of help to be able to see some action on who's leading on the last hits, denies, etc. Like who's suffering, who's doing well. Thank you for that. A sentry gets dewarded by the disruptor. It's probably just block camp which has been unblocked. Faceless Void is very low. Sal gets popped up. I'm sorry, it's not the Faceless Void who's low, it's Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor uses his salve. The torrent actually connects and an extra hit has been sent out. I don't like to consider Kunkka as a very lane present hero. Is like super strong with the Tidebringer. So even the range heroes always get harassed because of Tidebringer. And the amount of sustain this hero brings is way too much. We are gonna see a couple of denies at top lane. I can see that the last hitting is pretty decent from Kunkka's end. So Hoodwink isn't getting much last hits. Shadow Strike gets thrown. The charge is coming on the Weaver, but he does manage to get a Shukuchi off. The Fisher actually connects on the heroes. It's not gonna necessarily block them, but Spirit Breaker just right click Shaker. At top lane, Witch Doctor stays at half HP. Just gonna chill a bit. Courier is gonna deliver some items. I'm gonna try to get some harass out on the Faceless Void. Hoodwink's gonna have some tough time to get the last hits. Oh, the Kunkka made a very good micro play. He used the Quelling Blade to cut the tree, so there is no pushback and no last hit secured. He actually starts to right click him, uses X mark. Right clicks him down again. Gonna throw the Tidebringer next. Secure the creep. At the top lane, Wraith King is doing pretty well, so is Faceless Void. They're getting great amount of last hits. All the cores at top. Spirit Breaker decides to charge on the Weaver. And they are gonna stun him, so cancelling the charge with the Fisher. Oh, there's a Meldic thrown on the Disruptor. I think it's a dead Disruptor, and the first blood goes the way of Witch Doctor. So Logan is gonna secure that kill with the Meldic. We got 4-minute marks, so water runes are spawning, and Weaver is dead. Falls victim to the Queen of Pain and charge thread.
Friend! Hello, friend!
Shaker is low on mana, so he calls up a Clarity using Courier. I see Shadow Strike in 2 levels and Null Talisman complete on the Queen of Pain. So you can expect the Queen of Pain to be the core off lane as we discussed before. On of Shadows gets completed by the Spirit Breaker. Bounty runes picked up. They are trying to go on the Faceless Void, but the Faceless Void decides to turn with the Dilation and is gonna try to kill the Wraith King. Actually dies. Time Dilation DPS. It's strong. The salve actually saves the Faceless Void from dying. That one last hit which was gonna get him killed. is something that helps him live. Portrait's completed. He's gonna go safe. Just run away. Get a tango. Uses the Ironwood Branch to get the tango heal. Weaver kills off the Spirit Breaker. They actually stun the Spirit Breaker and kill him with the Swarm. So that's another kill going their way. Scores 2-all, all tied up. The stun is thrown on the Faceless Void. The Witch Doctor doesn't get a fortunate bounce. He does throw the Maledict. And Weaver dies once again to Queen of Pain and Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker is not even there. I do believe the Queen of Pain used up all the mana, all the HP to secure the kill. Queen of Pain's the one with the bottle. So it's possible that the Kunkka might not go for the bottle at all. It's just the laning setup that they're going for. We have 2 bottles, that's very rare. Size to TP. Rotate. Try and get this kill. He actually doesn't get the torrent off, but he is definitely gonna connect the ship and one hit should do it. Logan falls to Kunkka. Kunkka's rotation has gotten him a kill. Not on the core, but on the support at the very least. Char gets thrown up, a bash is coming and a Weaver is actually blown up with the Sonic Wave. That's interesting. How do we call this a 17% chance bash? Shaker once again rotates bottom. Queen of Pain has managed to win her lane because I see Weaver is not getting those last hits. He's dying a few times, so that's gonna be a rough comeback. And to make things worse, Disruptor and Kunkka actually cause quite a lot of problems to a Weaver, especially position 1 Weaver. So your mobility is gonna be in a bit of danger. Tidebringer hits being thrown off on the Hoodwink. Faceless Void is actually gonna get stunned. Maledict gets thrown, but the damage is negated with 1 time walk. And Faceless Void should be able to get his HP back. Definitely has the level 6 to throw up some chrono and get some kills. I see a Witch Doctor charged up by the Spirit Breaker. He's running in through. Decides to cancel it.
I like your style.
There is a stack coming in at the top side of the jungle and Wraith King is gonna use the skeletons. He's probably gonna get stunned by the Centaur. Queen of Pain opts for the double null talisman build. We can clearly see why Queen of Pain is so strong. Right now, all the last hits leaders are on the side of Dire. They already have achieved 1k net worth lead and they will try to extend this lead even further on. Spirit Breaker is gonna hand over his urn and Tango, so that's putting Faceless Void back to some HP. Spirit Breaker is gonna charge somebody. Hope you don't get bashed by the big guy inside the Roche pit. Does get scouted out at the mid lane creep wave, but still gonna keep going. Gonna cause a lot of problems to Weaver, and it's gonna be Shaker who's actually charged. So I expect the... Okay. Fisher gets thrown, the Weaver is gonna use the Swarm. This is a 10 Spirit Breaker. All thanks to the rotation of Hoodwink. So this rotation is practically forced by the Dire team, and they're gonna try to get the damage done on the mid tower. You might say that this is a loss of this is a loss of the Spirit Breaker's life, but that's quite a heavy damage done on the tier 1 mid tower. So not a bad trade at all.
Tier 1 mid tower is actually a good thing if you get it in the early game. It gives you the MC control of the enemy territory. And with the Spirit Breaker charging on the Weaver, they actually get the constant vision of the Weaver, what he is doing. So even if when he tries to run away, being invisible. It doesn't work, and that's a nice. Oh,
Man,
that's
he
a
said
nice
once
pick.
again,
Yeah.
it just has to be a bad day for Weaver because he's not getting off the farm. He's dying constantly, so he's not just like not just
Yeah.
getting the lane read, but he's also dead, so he's not getting XP as well.
That's a nice Sonic Scream by Sonic Wave by the Queen of Pain. And now we can see the Spirit Breaker, and since he is passing from mid, they already know that he is charging top. And he is going to connect on the Wraith King, but they know he is coming, so they stun him. And
That's a very good paralyzing cast, and the mail deck is connected on Kanka, so they should try to get
the
kill.
Witch Doctor survives, and there is no backup. They have no
Oh, it's
backup.
a 3-man
It's a
Chronosphere by the
3-man
base
chrono,
point.
but they are able to.
Oh, okay. I like what Logan did there. Before he dies, he managed to get the kill on Faceless Void. The time dilation
Yeah.
once again ticked him off, but he's just dead. And Spirit Breaker rotates once again at top. They are getting some space done for Weaver finally, but hopefully he doesn't get charged and dies. That's what you can hope for. There's a bit of minor advantage coming from that fight in the favor of Radiant, so it's pretty early to say anything, but it all depends on who gets the rune control and the towers, which is why we see Kunkka coming back to mid, siege unit timing. They decide to hit this tower with the siege unit's help.
Yeah. They are trying to go for the mid tower because that's important, but Hoodwink can econ shot and push the wave, so it's really
Gonna
hard.
try to cut the wave as much as she can with the Akon shot, and Weaver has decided to farm the jungle, considering the Spirit Breaker is missing, cannot see him anywhere, so better to play safe now and die less.
And there comes the Weaver. They know that the Weaver is there. They can see him as vision. And the
they're
Weaver
trying
is
to kill
caught.
him
Oh
once
no!
again.
The Weaver was so close to get hit by another Sonic Wave.
Oh, it's a good thing the Queen of Pain decided to hold on the Sonic Wave, like let the laps get forced, and it's still good enough. Faceless Void dives in deeply, and there is a good static stop. I think Wraith King will fall here not just once but twice.
And there is the Void there. He is waiting. And do they have any? Oh no! They don't have the glimpse. And there is the Weaver. The Weaver has TP'd and the Weaver is dead. The Weaver is there. There is the bash, and there the Queen of Pain is there. There is that Akon shot. They are trying to bind him. They are trying to hold him, and the Queen of Pain doesn't engage. He thinks it's not good to engage. They do.
Honestly, I don't expect the Weaver to die like that. I mean, yeah, you're sure it's a good target to go for the Disruptor after his ultimate used, but you just got your space and then you die again.
Oh, they have missed it. They have missed it. But now they all know that they are here and the Chrono is there. And they could make a Chrono play, and the Queen of Pain just can use his Sonic Wave.
Yeah, Maelstrom picked up by the Hoodwink, so there can be some decent amount of damage in these team fights. Especially with the Akon shot maxed out.
Meanwhile, the Kunkka is pushing the bottom lane. And the Kunkka has his armlet mulligan, and he is probably going to use it to one-hit the creep wave, and that's gonna give him a lot of edge. He is going to push the tower, and they have no one except the Earthshaker trying to defend it. And there is that charge coming in. They see, and they stun him, and there is that Kunkka, and there is that Torrent X-Mark combo, and you have Undead Earthshaker. There is the Fortified used by the Radiant side, but it's not gonna hold back the Kunkka. The Kunkka has decided that they are going to take the tower. And there are the TPs coming in, and the Queen of Pain is there, and he jumps out.
Oh, they actually get the escape completely done. So they force the TPs, they force the fortification, and...
Oh, they are going to fight back again. There is that charge. They can see where they are. The Kunkka comes in, there is that X-Mark, there is the Torrent, and there is that boat coming in. And Oh, the Maledict has been missed, and the Kunka just wanted the Witch Doctor into a really nice shot. And there is that watermark and Torrent X mark. Oh, there is the charge from the R News. There is the Void. He has Chrono. They are trying to push him back, and the Kunka
He just
places
gets
him.
cleave shot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite good calculations from Kunka because he was pretty far away. I thought he's not gonna connect, but he still managed to get the.
Friend! Hello, friend!
Yeah, there's a charge coming at top. I think so. He's just gonna farm the creep wave, get some XP, get some skeletons.
Oh,
farmed
he
off.
was lucky that he didn't get the bash from the Roshan. When you cross the Roshan pit, it bashes you.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been doing those charges for a while. Sooner or later, Roshan should be mad at him and just bash him at once.
So he's trying to secure as many creep waves so that he can get his shard. The Spirit Breaker
Yeah.
shard is actually good when you use your Nether Strike, your ultimate skill. It gives you BKB immunity for some time, and there are heroes that are trying to run towards him. There is that Maledict, there is that ultimate cast, and there is that Vision. So he probably is going to survive. He has his TP back. If he wants, he can just TP, but he's not
He even
doing
gets a salve spawn from the shovel, so he's gonna actually practically be back to full HP within
Yeah,
no
he
time.
just has really good luck.
He is lucky, I must say. Weaver is dead. Wow.
Oh, they
once
are
again.
able to kill the Weaver, and they know that they. Oh, they are able to see the Hoodwink, and the Earthshaker just uses his Fisher to lock down, and they have the Void. Oh no, there is that. Oh, that's a nice. Oh no, the Void might die. Oh no, it's the Spirit Breaker that is dying. The Void almost died. That was really good.
I almost thought it was a bit of disaster for Faceless Void when he got echo slammed there, but he managed to live. So I guess it's fine at the end of the day because he didn't die. The Queen of Pain is not gonna die, and it's the Witch Doctor who falls instead. Queen of Pain keeps baiting people
And there
at
is
low
that
HP.
Weaver, they use the Swarm, and there is the Wraith King is trying to chase, but the Disruptor has his Thunder Strike on, the Kunka is trying to kill him. There is the and the Weaver is dead, the Void has already killed the
Did
Weaver.
you see the cleave shot which was given out by Kunka on the Wraith King, which actually followed up on the Weaver, which is why the
Yeah.
Weaver died in time dilation? Man, that is
Yeah,
some
they-
micromanagement.
That's a nice lane management. I mean, you have to practice in order to get that. You should know that when you're going to turn around and use it.
I don't know if Xander was intending on that or not, but he did manage to help secure the Faceless Void the kill on the Weaver, and that's why the Weaver died once again at mid lane. So it was quite good.
Now the QOP has his Orchid ready, so that should be a really good first item. They can silence anyone that jumps in, or she jumps in on. Oh, there is that Weaver. The Weaver knows that they are there. They can see the Weaver. They need to make some space for the Weaver. He is not getting enough farm. He's just standing there.
Weaver isn't a very good team fight, especially when you play from behind as a core, because you need to have some kind of items. And the funny thing is, they last picked Weaver into Spirit Breaker, Queen of Pain. So gotta feel sad for this guy. He's
Oh, no.
already playing against counters.
Oh no, that's a really nice combo. The Maledict into paralyzing
Amazing
cast.
snipe by Hoodwink.
Oh, he is dead. He is probably dead. He is probably dead.
Logan gets blown up to the X-Mark combo.
I like your
It's hardly something he has any counters against. Hopefully he gets a Glimmer Cape soon so that he can live in the next fights. And
The Kunka now has.
oh, he has a double damage rune as well. The Orchid reveal from Queen of Pain is gonna blow up the Hoodwink straight up. Off the Sonic Wave goes and they try
Oh,
to
the
kill.
BKB is shown by the Kunkka. They can now see the BKB from the Kunkka. The Kunkka is trying to fight. And they are
Finally,
all, oh, that's a nice chrono. That's a 2-man chrono. They are trying to kill the Weaver, and there is the push from the Spirit Breaker, and they are able to kill it.
Yeah. Would they be able to scout the Witch Doctor who's just sitting there in Shadow Amulet? Like one of the people who you would be reviewing in the Overwatch of the game.
They are trying to find out the Witch Doctor, but he is smart enough to fake hide and seek.
The scan is connecting, so they know he's there, but they just don't know that he's invisible. Perhaps they're gonna plant the sentry. Oh, they actually do. And he's just gonna fall victim to the dust which is thrown up. 3-man Eldex attempted.
Oh, he's gonna kill the Kunkka. The Kunkka won't survive it. He doesn't have enough life. He's probably going
is he gonna armlet toggle his way out of this? I bet he will live.
Oh,
And he lives.
Oh my god, that's a really close one. The armor toggle probably saved him. That's a nice one.
Xander got some good plays, good moves.
Yeah. That
Even
was really close one.
He even expands himself to base, so he's gonna be full HP, not wasting any resource time. Gotta learn some management from this person. He is so efficient. Level 17 already, top of the net worth.
I like your style.
They have an observer sentry combo bottom, so they know that the Kunkka is using his torrent at the bottom. So, and the QOP is trying to give them vision, and the QOP thinks that there is no one in this area. They might have this place warded.
Yeah, and I have a question about the Wraith King itemization. Like you have Echo Saber, and next you're gonna try to build is like Aghanims. So is there a situation in which you see that the Weaver actually dies and has the Aghanim buff on him, and then he's able to use the time lapse, you know, just in case the damage is too much? Is that something that still gets you back to full HP and helps you live? Because if that's how it is, that's an interesting item to have on Wraith King position 3.
Yeah, because the having Wraith King's reincarnation, it probably makes him quite a bit tanky. He can tank it 2 times. And
So yeah, it would be a good help to the Weaver, who is already very squishy and not having a very good game. It could help them come back in the game, and I think that's quite the item to make that. It's just 500 gold away. And the next item queued up by the Wraith King is the Desolator. Like they realize how much Desolator can do to towers, Roshan, so they're gonna try to have that at least.
But there is so much space for these guys. I mean, they have lost their bottom tier 1 Radiant side that gives the enemy to go into their neutral camps. They are venturing there with their middle and bottom gone.
Yeah, and even their own tier 1 tower hasn't been taken, so Radiant needs to do something about that, which could possibly help them access the top side of the jungle, which is supposedly still in the favor of Dire. Shaker is close to level 12, has his blink already. It's just a matter of fact that if he lands a good counter initiation Echo Slam, it could really help them. But Kunkka's already having the BKB, so let's see how that goes. X-Mark gets thrown up on the Queen of Pain. They actually use it just to get some vision and information. Like, hey, I'll X-Mark you, just go ahead.
That's a nice chrono. They are able to, yeah.
Oh, I see what the Wraith King Aghanims can do. It's practically good. Even after you're dead, you're able to land your spells. So Spirit Breaker dies, Queen of Pain dies, all thanks to that.
The Earthshaker probably used his ultimate and got...
Yeah, he actually used it after he was dead, like he was a Wraith. That's when he used it. So there's some sustain. how would you try to counter Wraiths of Wraith King? Would you want to necessarily just land your spells, get the kill, and just run away, or try to get more kills? It's kind of difficult to
I mean,
adjust.
this Disruptor Aghanim's is a way. I mean, if they are able to use it.
Oh, okay. So the Wraiths can still stay silenced, and something can be done about it. And other way would be like, you know, your Queen of Pain, Faceless Void. So just run away. Use your spells to escape.
Yep.
Just don't get stunned on the way. That's all. Logan is
And
actually
the
hiding in the
Kunkai
trees.
Yeah, and the Kunkai is actually gonna be quite tanky.
He'll try to make an Assault Cuirass for sure, understanding that his team needs to tank more physical damage. So let's hope he makes it after Aghanims. Kunka's level 20 already, highest among the net worth heroes, and he is having a broom handle. So he's able to get that clean off from a really long range because his attack range is more because of it. He's trying to make a rotation at top, trying to find somebody.
Meanwhile, the Spirit Breaker has his Shadow Blade and he's pulling up his Aghanim Scepter. That's probably gonna give him a lot of charge movement bonus and bit of damage.
I certainly like what items have dropped in the favor of tier 3 for both the teams. We have Elven Tunic coming in, so that's more movement speed. More movement speed equals to more damage coming in the bashes from the Spirit Breaker. At the same time, there was a Psychic Headbang dropping, so it could be helpful for the Shaker or else the Witch Doctor. Ceremonial Robe on the side of Radiant. What do we have on the side of Dire as another neutral item? Or is it just Elven Tunic that they got? Let's see. We'll see that in time. They didn't pick up the Elven Tunic which fell. I do remember seeing an Elven Tunic falling. So maybe it's on the ground somewhere?
Maybe they might not have picked it up.
Yeah. I'm kind of worried about that. Like if you give away Elven Tunic to a Weaver, that's a bit of throw. Paladin Sword, Mindbreaker, Spiral Legs. So all tier 3 have dropped for Dire. But we are yet to see the rest of the tier 3s because the Elven Tunic wasn't picked up. I'm very sure I wasn't dreaming.
Okay, they can see the Weaver. There is a charge coming up, and the Weaver knows that they are coming, and the Weaver is running away.
The Wraith King, they try to fight here perhaps, let's see.
And everyone is coming to the fight, and the Wraith King is there. They just create the Sentry Ward, and
yeah, they create the space and then they try to have the Wraith King using his spell and come out of position, you know, like come out of the tower range. But they're just not gonna do this. They once again get more information using the X Mark and the Blink combo from Queen of Pain. I like how they're using the spells to get some information, then take a fight. So they decide to make the shard play. They're not able to connect the Riptide. Chronosphere on 2 heroes. They actually kill the Wraith King first. They are probably gonna kill Wraith King once again first here. If they do so, they will be able to... No, but the Echo Slam gets thrown on the Faceless Void. He's dead. And Witch Doctor continues his ulti in the Wraith form. There's a glimpse being thrown on the Shaker, so the stun is what cancels the Kunkka's TP. He's low HP. He is gonna get the kill on the bug, and he is dead. Finally. The Wraith King's Aghanim Scepter is making so much impact in these team fights. It's a team wipe because they didn't choose to kill the Wraith King the second time. If you can get the Wraith King kill second time, then the ultimate doesn't proc. So that could have been something they could have done. And Faceless Void landed a good Chronosphere, but the Echo Slam changed everything in their favor, especially Wraith King's Aghanim Scepter. We have a Glepnir coming from the Hoodwink, so that's gonna be interesting. He's gonna be able to catch, keep the heroes in position, especially Faceless Void and Queen of Pain. So I wanna see how that is something they can counter. He's already opting for a Neon Disc as well. We are back on the mid-game stage where teams are just farming, getting some map control, waiting for the next items. Charge gets thrown up on the Weaver. Really think Lincoln Sphere would solve the problems of Spirit Breaker bothering. BKB is there, he's opting for a Desolator. Do they have like 2 Desolators? Or is it that Wraith King decided to not make his Desolator? Yeah, he's going for the Silver Edge instead after the BKB. Weaver has catched up. The Weaver who was struggling so much early game has caught up on the farm, XP and gold to some extent. Although Kunkka and Faceless Void are still ahead on net worth, the previous fight significantly reduced their lead. Grepnir and Neon Disc on the Hoodwink. He's close to becoming level 20, so they should be able to take another smoke fight soon. Especially with Wraith King ready to tank all the damage in a couple of minutes. They'll just go for it. Quite a bunch of skeletons and they get blown up instantly with just one Tidebringer. It's quite a lot of last hits and quite a lot of gold that the Kunkka is able to get. See the next fight coming in soon. Charge is being thrown up on a creep wave, so the Spirit Breaker is just gonna stay invisible, hit the buildings. They actually think it's Wraith King until they realize that it's taking way too much damage and it's an illusion. Wraith King decides to cut creeps at bottom, farm them. He is charged, they have vision of him. Let's see if they cancel the charge, because they should. Quite a deep spot to be in, and he just uses Shadow Blade to walk away.
It's going to be a really interesting fight with the items coming up. And,
yeah, the next items are dictating the team fights to become as chaotic as the previous game. I can completely feel it.
And the network graph is going in favor of the Radiant side. Slowly it's moving that side.
They actually get the charge on the Wraith King with the X-Mark Torrent combo, but are they gonna commit to this? He is a tanky beefy boy, but he is not to be messed with. Arcane Root gets bottled by the Queen of Pain. BKB gets popped up by the Queen of Pain. They use the Echo Slam. No. That's a very good combo coming from the Faceless Void, and Sonic Wave just blows up the Chick. Wraith King is way too far away from his team, hence the Wraiths do not pop. They try to right-click the opponents. Wraith King is completely isolated from his team. He is gonna fall not just once but twice. Riptide makes sure he is taken away much further from his team. Disruptor is gonna be using his Essence Ring to live, and he's not gonna die. Could have been a different scenario if our Shaker didn't get caught, and back to Roche we go. Scan gets used up by Radiant. They are trying to just confirm if they're doing Roche, and that's exactly what they're doing. Faceless Void is gonna take this one up. Oh, the Bushwhack gets connected on Queen of Pain, but there's nothing they can do. All they need to do is just wait behind. Gonna try to steal some creeps instead, and not gonna be successful at that as well, as Hoodwink throws the Akon shot. Faceless Void has completed his silver edge, as BKB, even Skadi on the deck.
If you look at the network graph, you can probably see the course of the Dire side. They are leading the network graph. I mean, just look at the Void and the
All three of them. Totally.
Yeah, they are both almost 20,000. Whereas the Weaver is only at 15,000. The Weaver needs some space. They need to, he needs to get some kills. He needs to own some fights.
It's gonna be hard to kill heroes now with all that sustain. And if Kunkka is gonna head towards the Assault Curious,
they
have
are
even more critical damage. He actually got the X mark done on the Red King. He uses BKB and they just decide to let him go. BKB popped is much better and favorable for the Radiant, the Dark team, and they use a Chronosphere straight up. And they are gonna blow up the Hoodwink, the Weaver I mean. Hoodwink's in the
that's a nice Sonic Wave, and the Earthshaker is still there. The Earthshaker is trying to find a way to use his ult, but can he just uses a stun and then he is dead? There is
actually
nothing else that he can do.
Storm. It's so unfortunate. So Weaver actually lives with the buyback. Is he gonna die again? Yes, he does. It's a dieback on Weaver. Buyback on the Shaker. And I guess Kunkka's Aghanim Scepter paid off in that fight to, just be able to run away from the Wraiths. He X-marks himself to base and he's gonna be full HP, full mana once again. He gets the Shiva's Guard instead of Assault, which is still a suitable alternative. Great Chronosphere coming from the Faceless Void though, to begin the fight. Straight up aims the Weaver. So it's two buybacks coming in. I can see this game falling away from the hands of Radiant. So they need to make an Echo Slam play in the next fight. Like, boy, that's 2 fights in a row in which Earthshaker couldn't get an Echo Slam. And that's what costed them the team fight.
And the Void has pretty good farm. I mean, look at him. He has his Skadi, he has his Mask of Madness, he has his Silver Edge, he has his BKB, and he has the Paladin Sword equipped. I mean, he is probably all set.
Yeah, certainly he's very tanky as well. Unlike he was something they could burst using Mail Dict and stuff. Now that's not the case anymore. You can't do the same thing which you did to him during the laning stage. So he should be heading up to become level 25, and let's see what talent tree option he opts for. He's probably gonna head towards the butterfly. Backtrack is what he decides to put his talent tree of level 25 into. It's gonna help him secure a lot of damage, and he can possibly live through sharpshooter or like other sources of damage like Shaker, Fisher, Witch Doctor, Mail Detects, and boy, that's gonna be crazy and scary as well for Radiant.
Slowly, Dire side, they're taking up the map. I mean, they are playing a good game. They are putting sentry watch before the fight, and they are playing as a 5-man team. I mean, they are not.
Yeah, they're playing really well as a unit. Even I like how they use the X mark on the Queen of Pain to just YOLO blink in and get some more information before taking any fight. And then they decide to make the call like, oh yeah, we should take this fight. No, actually we shouldn't. It's actually 4 heroes here. So good stuff by them. They are making some crispy plays of not just team fight kills and damage, but vision and map control too.
there is a good chance that they are going to fight again. I mean, they are all converging.
Yeah, around the top tier 2 tower, they're definitely looking to push or take a fight. They can feel they're strong, and the opponents, they are in a bit of a backpedal position. They're not really able to take over their own triangle back again right up.
Oh, they are able to catch the void. They're trying to control the void, and oh no, they are able to control.
He actually is able to kill him. Echo Slam finally coming into play to kill him off. They never let his
Oh no,
BKB
the
come
Spirit
out.
Breaker is there. There's nothing that can save him from the malady. He's gonna die. And they are able to get the Queen of Pain BKB, and the Queen of Pain is able to out them and run. Yeah. And the Kunka just using the tidal wave to push them back.
There is a glimpse coming on the Weaver. Oh, but he gets X-marked by this guy. What am I seeing? There's a bit of miscommunication between Disruptor and Kunka, I believe. Oh, he uses the Stormcrafter to dodge the Fisher. That's so brilliant. Fury making these position 5 plays. Not until he falls to the Witch Doctor and Wraith King coming on top of him. So there's a bit of map control going back to the Radiant. They're actually dishing out a lot of
and
damage.
they cannot kill the Witch Doctor instantly because he has a Voodoo Switcheroo. He has his Shard online, and that's gonna be a big problem for them.
Also, the Glimmer Cape is gonna help him keep himself safe from quite a lot of damage on the magical side. Are they actually in too deep?
Yeah, the problem is the BKB is not going to save you from a Witch Doctor because the Witch Doctor's ultimate skills, they are physical damage. They are physical damage, so...
Only armor can save you from that. And
yeah,
God
it's still
bless if
gonna
you're
hit on
killed
your...
with it.
Yeah, I mean, if the Witch Doctor manages to get an Aghanim Scepter, then that's a big problem in a team fight. If they jump on our Shaker and he's still out there, he's probably going to use it, and that's a lot of split damage.
Yeah, it all went wrong when the Faceless Void got caught off, and then the Disruptor buyback came out too. So they are probably gonna try to reset from this situation and just tell to each other like, hey guys, let's not try to dive in too deep. And Faceless Void is gonna probably try to jump in later and not be the first one to get caught, so that he can land a good Chronosphere and be able to get good kills. Queen of Pain actually makes a YOLO jump in. He's gonna get stunned. A great Chronosphere gets thrown up. It's 3 heroes caught.
Oh, there is the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor is still alive. I mean, he is going to get all that. He is dead. He couldn't use it.
Oh, the Echo Slam gets thrown up. That's a Fisher as well. But the tidal wave pushes them away, and the Faceless Void makes a time walk rescue on himself. X-Mark gets thrown up on the Wraith King. Is he gonna be called up back? There is a charge.
Yeah, they are
coming in on
charging.
him.
They are a Spirit Breaker charging. They know where the Wraith King is. They can see him. So they are all setting it up, and look at the Queen of Pain. Oh, he cancelled it. They cancelled it. They know where he is. The Queen of Pain can see him.
First, they're gonna defill the HP and mana. So, that's a good tidal wave. Are they actually gonna be able to see him?
Yep, they are able to get him a second time, and they are going to try to catch him a third time. But there is that Witch Doctor, paralyzing cast along with his
What was
ultimate
that
skill.
task? I saw the Faceless Void throw up his arms to cast Time Walk at least 3 times, and then he just gets cast each time, and finally the Mail Tick comes in to like finish him off.
just remember, he has the Death Ward and the Voodoo Switcheroo. Those are both physical damage, and along with Maledict, they combine into a burst damage. With the paralyzed cast, you cannot react, you cannot jump away.
And although in the team fight you saw Queen of Pain try to use her Aghanim Shard to silence the Witch Doctor, right? The jump was just 200 units away from her. Otherwise the Witch Doctor Death Ward would have been cancelled. And maybe if that silence gets connected, the Faceless Void actually lives. It's turning out to be quite a bit of a favor of luck in this game.
Yeah.
And the network
Slowly,
lead,
the Raid King has been catching up in network. He's just behind the Void, and the Weaver is also getting up.
certainly. Weaver is dealing quite insane amount of tower damage, especially with the Desolator picked up. If they manage to live through another team fight, Roshan towers will start melting so quickly. They even have a leveler on Wraith King, so tower damage is something they absolutely don't like. They actually catch the disruptor. Are they gonna finish him off? Yes, he does. A solo kill by Hoodwink. Although the Weaver manages to get the kill on the QB manages to get the kill on the Weaver instead. So it's more or less 4v4 at this point with both heroes dead without buyback. Roche is probably up and we might be able to see some action coming on this side of the game, because I can sense them doing the Roche. Faceless Void is actually right clicking Roche. Tidal Wave gets thrown out, they get some vision, they realize that there's a few opponents in the vicinity. A huge Echo Slam gets thrown up by the Faceless, by the Earthshaker on the Faceless Void, but they are able to pop up the BKB. And Chronosphere gets thrown out. Chronosphere is gonna help them secure some control, but the Witch Doctor, who's already dead, does throw all his spell. Wraith King dies once. That's an amazing team fight by Dire. They will finish off the Wraith King as well. Oh, the Queen of Pain is actually dead, and the Wraith of the Wraith King is actually gonna kill the Queen of Pain before he finally falls to the ground. The Shaker landed an amazing Echo Slam, but the Queen of Pain shard silenced him just when his arms were in the air to throw the fissure. What a chaotic team fight. I guess that's gonna be the advantage going back in the favor of Dire once again. They start hammering down on the tier 2 tower. Fortification gets thrown out, so now they're just gonna not stop. A buyback coming from the Earthshaker. He's actually managed to land the X mark on the Weaver. The Shaker has an Aghanim shard, so the Fissure is actually cutting the creep wave. The damage is being dealt and there should be backdoor protection kicking in really soon. The Weaver tries to use BKB to try and chase the opponent heroes, but he has to go back. It's not safe anymore, especially with Disruptor alive. So if the opponents decide to dive in, it's gonna be a problem. Spiritbreaker decides to charge top. He is gonna cut the wave and farm some creeps to himself. Faceless Void is sitting at the bottom side of the map. They use the outpost to TP. Queen of Pain is gonna join the fray as well. Aeon is completed on the Weaver. He's gonna go for the Aghanim shot next. I like how Weaver has accepted the fact that he's gonna get aimed with the Chronosphere every time and made an Aeon Disc for himself. So chances are, if the Faceless Void sees that Aeon Disc, he will start working on a Nullifier very soon. Of course, Dire need Wraith King to lead their team fights, so hopefully he's able to dish out enough damage. Aegis still resting in the hands of Faceless Void. Let's see. Looks like they're gonna take the tier 2 tower at top and then proceed to take down some sieging on the barracks. Creep wave's gonna be cut by the Acorn shot, which gets the Maelstrom procs. X-Mark himself back to safety, post the Faceless Wall. Charge has been cancelled. They can always try to rinse and repeat this pattern of sieging. Like X mark one of the units, he goes YOLO, hits the buildings, and then his X back. The Hoodwink is actually having quite a lot of damage. Daedalus and Maelstrom is something you need to be scared of, especially those Acorn shots. As cute as they might look while they are hurled at you, they deal heavy amounts of physical damage. They'll try to get the Wraithking away from the position. A two-man Gleipnir is gonna be thrown out. They decide to use the Fissure and they try to blow up the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain is dead. BKB gets thrown out once again. Wraithking has been caught in the stun. His first life is dead. Shaker is gonna die once again. The Chrono gets thrown on the Weaver. Is he gonna live? Yes, he will. Queen of Pain is gonna buy back, use the ultimate. They kill the Wraith King once again, so that's no problem for them. Earthshaker already bought back in the previous fight, so he's not gonna spawn once again. Wraith King, however, uses his buyback. And the Dire decide to go back, play it safe. Kunkka has X-marked himself to Fountain. He's gonna TP back real soon. And off he is to fill HP full mana. There's an X-mark coming in. Is there gonna be any follow? Looks like the Disruptor is in a bit of trouble. Wraith King is gonna try to stun somebody, but is slowed up by the Shiva's guard. There's two siege units dealing heavy amounts of damage on the bottom lane's tower, and Wraith King decides to kill those siege units right away. $20k lead for the team playing on the Dart side. They are gonna try to stall the game a bit more. We need to see some buyback statuses now, because I believe Wraith King used his buyback, Shaker used his buyback, Queen of Pain used her buyback, as well as Disruptor used his buyback. So next team fight is a question of buybacks, and they're all gonna try to play around the buybacks as well as Roshan and push the waves, especially side lanes, as much as they can. I must say the Weaver is clearing the creep waves quite fast now because of the talent and the Aghanim Shard he has built. Kunkka is short of only 130 gold for getting his buyback up. He's gonna just cleave down 2 creep waves and he'll be done. 1 bounty rune should do the trick as well. There is an illusion rune spawned at the bottom. Shaker is gonna go for the totem plays with the Aghanim Shard. I hope he decides to make the Aether Lens, because in team fights like these, it's best if you have an Aether Lens Fissure and you just spam it along with the totem of the Aghanim Shard. He's gonna try to make a halberd. That's interesting. So the halberd is probably so that the Kunkka or the Faceless Wet doesn't right click them to death. The game has gone to 55th minute mark within 10 seconds, and we'll probably be seeing tier 6 items very soon. Both the teams unwilling to give up. Both the teams have the advantage of the barracks still standing. Oh, the courier gets killed by the Spirit Breaker. It's 2 couriers he managed to kill in the same go. So the item actually had Sacred Relic. inside of it. Shaker's courier was also there. Could have been a triple kill on the couriers, but Shaker decides to use the fortification. They actually start a fight, the bushwhack doesn't land, and the person is safe. Charge gets thrown up, followed with the Gleipnir. There is a bushwhack, and there is a sharpshooter followed up. Wraith King is actually caught off position. He uses BKB to be on the safe side, and off he goes to the high ground, dodging the threats of the ships and torrents. Quite a heavy amount of creep wave cutting we can see from both the mid laners on both the team's side. Faceless Void gets this grand entrance, but it's party pooped by the Witch Doctor's paralyzing Kask. Halbert's completed by the Shaker, so he's gonna try to disarm the Faceless Void, who's gonna right click everyone down in Chronosphere. A rapier? Yeah, his sacred relic died in the courier. He actually is going for the rapier. I saw the demon edge, I was just, like, wow, his courier is dead.
I think it's quite a good choice of an item because he's anyways not getting involved in any fights.
Oh yeah, and he's hitting from so much distance, right? Like if he has the rapier with the daedalus.
Yeah, I mean, his skill 1 probably is a gun shot. He has 2 charges on it, right? So he's probably going to use that, and that along with a divine rapier is gonna cause a lot of damage.
Also, dude, he doesn't have to worry about dropping the rapier right away. Like the Wraith is gonna help him. Like he can just position his hero to a safer position, and somebody else can pick up the rapier once again, like through courier or something. So he can still continue to dish a lot of damage. It's a very good rapier game, even for Fever and Wraith King. Fog of War का advantage तो जाने दो. Is Aghanim Shard is also throwing lesser bushwhack and all. So good luck to Dire on sieging part. Yeah, the only way they can siege is the X mark safe sieging, and even if while doing that, if you get caught with a Yule Scepter, boy, you're toasted. Oh, there's a BKB sound. I heard somebody use the BKB. I'm not sure who used it. Spirit Breaker, alright. Misclick, yeah. Definitely a misclick. No heroes outside. A tower finally gets blown up. They're actually split pushing. Like side lanes, like from top and from mid. Queen of Pain got the last hit. Queen of Pain is in some kind of trouble. He's mail dictated, he's stunned. He is a tanky boy. Bloodstone gets used, he knows he's mail dictated. Instead he turns around. Chronosphere is not yet thrown up. He's actually Gleipnir. And the Wraith King is still alive. Or Shaker uses Echo Slam of the Faceless Void. He's hexed up instantly. The Taurus Storm is doing magic. Or Shaker has thrown up the Visual. Stun. Wraith King is still fighting. The Weaver is dead. The Weaver is killed in the Chronosphere. The Faceless Void is off position now and he's safe. He is not yet dead. Time Walk is used. 2 buybacks once again used. Shaker and Weaver both. Aegis still intact. It's time. Dire decides to take a bit of chill and reset. 2 buybacks, that's good enough. But now comes the rapier from the Hoodwink within next few seconds. It's already there, I think. The courier spawned like a few seconds ago. He will probably go for one more Daedalus very soon. And 2 Icon shot charges is like way too much. So Faceless Void is in trouble. 1 Icon shot should do it. No, the Icon shot. Oh, there's a glimpse on the Wraith King. They just want to run away. This Fisher is doing quite a lot of damage to them. A lot of stuns too. And and Disruptor finally died. Disruptor actually buybacks instantly. They just want to end the game ASAP with the Aegis advantage. They can smell a bit of blood with all the creep waves pushing in and Aegis still on Faceless Void. Disruptor just buyback straight up. I am not sure what's the game plan, but it's not easy to siege. Hoodwink has 5k gold, Daedalus completed on Weaver. Is he going for the Bloodthorn? I see a Sobi mask in his items. Not good anything, or Waiting gets caught out of the base. Not a very safe spot, my friend. Fisher gets thrown, told him to follow. Is there something that they can do to them? Oh, there's a BKB used. King. Ship gets thrown up. They are practically not landing any spells after the first death of Red King. Faceless Word is actually caught. He might die here. He's actually pushed back. Echo slammed, but that's just the Aegis kill. And if they manage to get the kill on Weaver, they could make the game. Shaker die back. There it is. Chronosphere used. Okay. Hoodwink dead. Hoodwink dead. Alright. Rapier's gonna drop real soon. I guess it's time to call GG, my friends. That was their best shot at the game. Rapier's gone down on the deck. Nobody's picking it up. Queen of Pain is just gonna go YOLO. Bloodstone used before he gets pushbacked. And they just start hammering down on the tier 4s. Queen of Pain is trying to buy as much time as she can. Rapier is dropped here. Finally the Earthshaker pings it, but it's not the opponent picking it. No one is paying attention to the fallen Rapier. And they just want to finish it. GG gets called. Oh, it's finally over. 62-minute back-breaking game. It was a really good game to cast. Like, what a game.
I like your style.
Well played to both teams. It's commendable. The barracks weren't touched until like 57th or 58th minute.
Yeah.
But Onlyfams played some disciplined Dota. And they used the Aegis perfectly.
If only people had that discipline, you know, like extreme amount of patience, you know, they were just going up, coming back, going up, coming back.
Yeah, and did you see the Echo Slam which got silenced in the Roche pit? That was one of the biggest plays I noticed
No,
from this game.
That was a mistake which they made, you know, they like, the Dyer kited the WK out of his team.
And the biggest part was like first they got Wraith King off position, which is what forced them to fight outside the base, and that's how Shaker died, who didn't have buyback.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, and even if Faceless Void was gonna get insane amount of damage, he had Satanic
there
to
were
play
a lot of
around
close
with.
calls, you know, once where the casks were hitting the.
Oh, the cask one was so funny. He thrice blew his arms to cast Time Walk.
Yep.
It's pure misfortune. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. So
This was
Onlyfams are gonna be in your upper bracket.
Well-deserved victory, and ThunderCats nicely fought out.
ThunderCats will have to fight all the way from lower bracket to give us some more cracking games. I'm definitely gonna look out for this team.